say, see, that's not cheating if I wasn't with your ass. You told me secrets and your cousin told me that. So, you go thinking it's just something that you laugh for. What you even laugh for? Look like it's in your ass. I'm not your mommy. Find out. Hey guys, sorry. I have my hola. I was gonna say something. I forgot. Bruh. What you did. Hey. Ain't shit. Pull up to your crib. You can hear me. That's not cheating if I wasn't with your asshole. You get secrets and your cousin told me that. So logical thinking is just something that you laugh. What you even laugh for? Looking like a stick up in your asshole. I'm not your mommy. Sorry, I guess that song stuck in my head. Anyways, I'm kind of in a good mood. I got back in the creator fund. Yeah. So now I'm gonna make some videos tomorrow. I don't know, find something to talk about. Yeah. I live in the slums. I live under a bridge in the slums of New Mexico. I'm just kidding. I can't turn my mic up. My brother didn't vote. He was gonna go vote, or I think he voted. I don't remember. I know he said something about voting. He was at work. And I think he voted Kamala Harris. No, actually, yeah, I think he said he voted Kamala Harris. As a matter of fact, he said something about going to go vote Kamala Harris. Because he wanted to see, like, the first black woman president. So that's why he voted. So, yeah. Oh. Do vlogs. I can't vlog where I'm at. I have a lot of ideas that I want to do. So, yeah, I'm gonna do those once I get a place. Yeah, I know you can hear me. My life plan is to work on getting a house. Becoming successful. I want to become a rapper. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Like every influencer, right? They're like, I want to make music, and every influencer has a song out. But I'm just joking. Yeah, well, I was working on the merch stuff, but that's gonna have to be put on hold. I'll probably work on something tonight. It was because my idea didn't work. Because literally the background does not match what I was doing. So basically the pants, like, it has a white background, like if it's paper. But the thing was, you can't place it where you want, because where they have it set, you can't move it. So I was like, dang. So then that idea got scrapped. Oh, that scared the heck out of me. I thought that was something else. So, yeah. That's literally what happened. So now I gotta work on some more merch ideas. Because I've been in the process of one place to another, that's why. Hello. Oh, that's another thing I was gonna say. I received an unsolicited video. I don't know what it is about people. Maybe it's just my brain. You know, I'm like, well, oh, that's what I was gonna say. This man, let me tell you something. I ran into an old, I don't know, I guess I could say friend. Okay, so my friend that passed away, she was friends with a lot of people. One named Mitch, and the other one, we called him Whitey. He was a tall white guy, strawberry blonde, or no, strawberry. He was like, he had red hair, and he was like, you know, a strawberry. What do you call those? Ginger. She called him Whitey. I ran into him on the bus. It was not that long ago. It was this year, actually. He was like, do I know you from somewhere? He was like, Valley. And I was like, no, Rita. And he's like, oh, yeah. He has memory loss, and his brain clicked in, and he was like, so are you dating someone? I was like, no. Always. I don't know what it is with that dude. I'm like, I don't like you like that. Like, and he's tried to date me for a while, but that's not who I was going to talk about. There's this other guy that he's the straight juggalo. You know, he's into ICP, all that stuff. He's crazy. I seen him at one of the places I was at, and he was like, so he starts talking about his ex, which I don't know why guys think that women like when they talk about their ex, because don't talk about your ex. That's not good. I don't know why men think that's attractive or something. It's not. So anyways, he starts talking about his ex, and then he says that she wants to get back with him, blah, blah, and then he's like, can I friend you on Facebook? And I knew once he asked me to friend him on Facebook. So I was like, yeah, sure, we friended on Facebook. Then he drops the question. He's like, do you want to go out? And I was like, no, I'm okay. And that's not even the half of it. So then on Facebook, he just posted, I don't know if it's him, because I'm trying to figure out if it is him. But literally, he posted engaged. I'm like, bruh, you was just asking me to go out on a date. You was just interested in me. And now you are literally like engaged. Like, bro, what is this? What is this? You see, this is why I don't believe people when they say stuff. Because I didn't even like him to begin with, to be honest. Like, I didn't have no attractions, no feelings, no nothing, you know. But, yeah. So that's so crazy. Like, and it was not even that long ago. He was just asking to date me, and he's been messaging me asking me how I'm doing. Like, stay away from me. Get away from me. I do not like I didn't like him to begin with, but like, why do these people keep coming to me if they don't really want something that's real? Like, I'm right here. I'm a real person. Hold on. Just sorry, you guys. When I get a message, I gotta drop everything to answer this message. I'm just kidding. No, but like, I don't even know what to say at this point. And I don't even like him, right? I never liked him like that. Like, I feel like he's always liked me for some reason. So I was my friend that passed away on my birthday, she became friends with this guy. We didn't really technically hang out except once. We would see him somewhere and she would talk to him. He was pretty cool. The one that's into ICP, you know, the juggalo. But one time I seen him at the bus. Sorry. So anyways, he gave me this hatchet. My bro. Okay, so I'm gonna have to tell you this because, man, this is funny. We went to not the thrift store. We went to the pawn shop. So we went to the pawn shop to go. I think we went to get my Switch out because I had to pawn my Switch for rent money, whatever. We needed the money, so I had to pawn it, but then we went to get it out. I paid to get my Switch out. And we're walking around and I see this hatchet, right? And it's wrapped in like this green placard or whatever. And I'm like, that looks like my hatchet. And he was like, it is. I sold it to them. I was like, and I like that. I liked it. I mean, I was gonna hang it up. I don't really, I don't really carry what, like, I should have like some protection on me, but he had given it to me because he's like, here for protection, and I just put it in my backpack when I was on the bus, and I was like, okay. So I hung on to it ever since, and then I put it under my mattress in my bed, so I had this hatchet. And so yeah, I'm not a stud. So anyways, I had this hatchet that I carried with me, and he was pretty cool. He was a cool dude, but I never liked him like that. And it is just crazy to me, because it's just like you were showing your interest in me, and then all of a sudden now you're engaged. Which, mind you, I didn't like him because, you know, I was interested in someone else. But yeah, I mean, I still kind of am. But anyways, you know, I don't know. I better not go say anything. But yeah, it's just crazy. No, I haven't gotten the house yet. I'm trying to figure things out, but you sound jealous. Why would I be jealous of him getting engaged? I don't like him. I've never been interested in him, but I think he's always been interested in me, like the other guy. Like, they've always been interested in me, but I just have not been interested, so yeah. You know, I have had people interested in the past, I think. They just don't want to admit that they've been interested. And I think it was a lot of peer pressure too, because Isaac, what's his name, Isaac? I know that he had a brother named Isaac, and there was this other one that he was going through. They were getting a huge lump sum of money because the brother, with surgery, it was like something with the surgery, and it was something with the surgery, and basically, it was something that happened during surgery, and they got a huge settlement, like $1 million they was getting. And Gabe, I think his name was Gabriel as well. There was another Gabe that I didn't like. But anyways, we used to hang out all the time. We used to because my brother used to hang out with them. They would play football all the time. But I remember I would hang out with him, and we would sit. There was like this little grass field, because we lived on the west side in this gated community. And there was this little grass field where we would sit and talk. And I remember one time we were talking, and these girls came up there like, ha ha ha, just like kind of making slight little jokes of like, oh, you guys are dating. And then he was like, you know, but I wholeheartedly think it's more of like, I don't know, I guess when you're young, you care about what people think or when they see you with someone. But there was another person, Ruben, I remember him. I was like, I don't know, you know when people, like they say, oh, when people pick on you, they like you. And I was like, yeah. That was the one that said his sister was supposed to be the main girl in the One Time music video. Anyways, so, yeah. I am not feeling too good. I'm feeling, this heat is really getting to me. And I also think, like I said, I have those slight pericardial effusion, like, you know, the symptoms. I'm having those slight symptoms. Like, my side was hurting, and it's been hurting, and then I have the slight shortness of breath, but not really. So, yeah. If I was gonna say something, well, okay, I want to say something, but they see the recaps of the stories of the live streams, and I don't want to say anything because then I'm gonna get a message. I already know it. I'm gonna hear it. I was gonna say, people just need to get, never mind. Anyways, man, people just need to let me date them, and then things will be better. I'm just kidding, just joking. Or maybe I'm not joking. Well, I can. I just have to have a green screen in the background. That's not who I'm talking to, but okay. Roswell, no, I did want to go because I like that UFO-shaped there's a lot of places I want to go. I still want to go to Malwolf and Santa Fe. Like, there's a lot of places I want to travel. I need a travel buddy. Well, maybe I do have one. We need to go camping, traveling. Once I get a place, I'm gonna be like, hey, let's go. Anyways. Hold on, y'all. I'll be back. Anyways, I think Santa Fe is better. Santa Fe is a nice place. I've been to Santa Fe, the Roundhouse in Santa Fe. We passed the law. So when I was in middle school, I was actually in wildlife. It's like an article. I think it was called Wildlife. I was actually in there because we had to draw like these cross between an animal. And me and this kid, we drew a cross between, what was it, a ringer, a liger, and a tiger, and we drew a cross between that and called it a ringer or something. I got second place. But anyways, we went to the Roundhouse because there was this law we wanted to pass. So there's this thing that's like, you can hunt online, and basically you don't have to actually be in person to hunt an animal. Like, they do it through video cams. It was like very inhumane or something like that, and we were against that, and we wanted, I can't remember, we wanted to pass some sort of law. So we went to the Roundhouse to see our law get passed. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Oh man, my middle school. If some of y'all that live in Albuquerque that are around my age know Harrison Middle School, yeah, that middle school is crazy. I heard some crazy stuff. My friend confirmed something because, well, allegedly, because her son had the same teacher my brother had. My brother had this teacher named Miss 10, and allegedly it was going around that she slept with one of the students. She had this big old huge white van full of kids. She had a lot of kids, apparently, by that student. And so I heard, and then my friend confirmed it because she was like, yeah, my son had her class, and she just let the kids do whatever they want as long as they didn't say anything. She goes, yeah, she would tell them don't say anything. I was like, that's wild. She was next door to me. I was next door, and then she was next door, but I had this other teacher. So yeah. And then there was another teacher I heard that would let the students have sex in the class. Like, he would have the students wait outside and watch, and then the other students would go into like this little cabinet thing, and then yeah, I was like, that's wild. I never seen anything, but I heard the stories. That school is crazy because it's like the bosque is right behind the school. So we used to go walk the bosque. I love taking pictures. As a matter of fact, that's why I want to get a Instax, because I love taking pictures. I used to buy the disposable cameras, and this guy, he remembered me because me and my family, we went to Walgreens, and it's like, I remember you. You used to come in here all the time and get your pictures developed. And I was like, yeah, I always love taking, that's why I want, because when I go with someone, hey, I could take this picture for memory, you know, and be like, oh, I remember this day. We had this book, and we took pictures of the bosque, like in the bosque, and he made this whole book of our pictures. So yeah, un poquito si habla español. I know a little bit of Spanish. I'm Hispanic, so I know some Spanish. I took Spanish class. Yeah, I know. I think I would know enough Spanish to get by in Mexico if I was, you know. Oh, nice. I haven't even worn my lingerie. There's only one that I wear, is that silk red one. But yeah. Take feet pics for the free? You must be crazy. And I need to eat something. I almost said something, and I didn't mean to say it like that. So yeah, oops. Better not say that. Yeah, I've been getting free lingerie, so I requested free samples for lingerie. Yeah. There's this cute pink one. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the real truth why I requested that one. I was going to take pictures, but I'm not going to post it online. Obviously not, because I'm not comfortable with that. But I have these cute heels, these pink ones that I bought for $1. And yeah, I was like, it goes with the whole thing. So, well, for myself, of course. I don't know. I don't really want stuff like that in my phone because someone could hack my iCloud and then, it gets out there. But, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm being truthfully honest. But I did get it so I could wear it to bed. But when I have a place, I'll be able to sleep in that. Because, I don't want to... You know how some people sleep completely... Okay, we are all adults here, and if you are not, please leave. But some people do sleep completely nude. I have slept completely nude once. It's just I don't know. I get hot. For me, even in the winter, I'm hot. I'm always hot all the time. So, yeah, it's an uncomfortable feeling when I'm hot and, I'm sleeping. So, yeah. Well, first of all, where I'm at, it's not a bunch of people. Second of all, no one's going to look under my blanket and see what I'm wearing. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to be looking under my blanket and be like, what is she wearing? I don't walk around in lingerie. I only put it on when I'm going to bed and I climb into bed. It wasn't the type of shelter where there was people and I have to walk past them with my lingerie on. I would put it on and climb into bed. I don't wear like that. I just wear to sleep, to be honest with you. Yeah. I'm hot all the time. So I need something very comfortable to sleep in or I can't sleep at all. You know what I mean? Ow. I almost broke my nail. I didn't say I didn't care anyone at the shelter. I didn't flash anyone. Who am I going to entertain? I'm not entertaining anyone. You can wear lingerie for whatever you want to wear it for. You don't have to wear it for that. I mean, if I did have someone, maybe. I don't know. I don't have anybody. I don't want people to assume that. Because I was going to say I'm not even going to say anything. Because then people will be like, you got someone. Who is it? No, I don't got nobody. I was supposed to. I'll do that tomorrow. Not really. The one that I got is literally like a slip dress. And that one you can sleep in. It's just like a red slip dress. You just tie it on, go to bed. It's so comfortable, and it comes with a satin robe. I'm like, oh, I will literally buy satin pajamas just for that. Just cute pajamas. I just like walking around in cute things. Hold on, y'all. Don't get nobody this silky. I do have like a muumuu. I don't know if it's a muumuu. I have like that Hello Kitty one that is like a dress. It's not a dress, it's like a muumuu, and you put it on. I have that, and then I have another one which is blue with cherries. So yeah. Sorry, I had to respond. something. Anyways, sorry, my brain. It's just okay. Back to what I was talking about. Distractions, man. People are distractions. I'm just kidding. Good distractions. Anyways, yeah. So it's like I got it at Walmart. It's like blue and then it's got cherries on it. I think you've seen me wear it before. And I just put on it. It's got pockets too. There's nobody here. I got someone in the phone. No, I don't have a relationship with anyone, guys. I'm very much single. I don't got anybody. No, I'm very much single. Like, me, well, I don't know. I just need to work on getting a place, that's all. I'm not flirting with anyone. I don't have anybody. I keep telling y'all this. Look, I know Miguel wants to be with me, but I don't want to be with Miguel. You guys, I don't want to be with anybody. I'm not even going to say it because I can't say it. I don't have someone, but, well, I don't have anybody. But when I say I don't want to say it, then people are going to assume, oh, you have somebody because you're not saying it. But that's not what I don't want to say. Well, it's not I don't want to say it. I can't talk about it because I was advised to not say anything. And I don't have anybody, but, I can't. Yeah, so. Yeah, who's Miguel? He is, not Miguel, the singer. We've been talking for a while. And we're sort of kind of like friends. But he messaged my mom first and he told my mom he was interested in me. And my mom said, well, go talk to her. Call her. Or no, she said, go, well, you need to talk to her about this and tell her. So he did, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not really interested. We can talk, but, like, I don't really, like, for me, I don't really want to date. And I know that he's persistent. Like, he said, he said, and he's on here sometimes, but he has said before, like, oh, I want to respect you. And then he goes back to the, like, oh, I want to be with you. And I'm just like, no, like, yeah, anyways, I'm not even going to bring that up. But there's some things, and it's just like, I can't. To be honest, my feelings are somewhere else. I don't have anyone, but, it's just like, I don't want to be that person to just date somebody and then, I don't know. I just don't want to date somebody and then not be in love with them or attracted to them or whatever the case may be. I've never seen a picture of him. I mean, he did change his profile recently. That might be him, but it's not even that. I just don't want to lead someone on and make it seem like I like them when I don't. And I've already stated multiple times that, hey, I don't like you like that. We're just friends. Like, I don't like that person like that. If I have feelings for someone else, it's difficult because it's like, I have these feelings over here, I can't be over here and over here. And to be honest, I don't do that. I don't lead people on. I don't fake things like that when I tell someone I care. I really mean it. And like right now, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna just date you and then I don't have these feelings, you know what I mean? Well, what do you want me to do? Like, if you like someone else and someone was trying to be with you, hello, like, I don't know. I know what I was told, but it's hard. I can't help it, Why is it? Oh, why? Why is it always like? Of course, it would be me. Two people. Of course, me. Me. Two people. Bruh. And it's not a torn thing because I already know where my feelings are. So, I already made a decision. I mean, that's not hard. If he existed, you would probably take him right away. No, I wouldn't. No, it's not a love triangle. I just don't like him like that. Challengers moment? The other person would not do a throuple. Sorry, I already know them. That's a hell no. I wouldn't even suggest that. I mean, maybe if it was another girl, but no. Anyways, what did she say? That's not who I was talking about, but anyways, okay. Well, I don't know if the other person is in love with me, to be honest with you. I mean, well, I can't really talk about the other person. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. But I really don't know. I mean, I do know, but I don't now because, well, I kind of do. I don't know. There's just some stuff again. Not anything really definitive, but yeah. I mean, you know, I want them to, but I don't know. I'm just trying to get myself a place. I mean, man, I don't know. Subject change. Subject change, which, what the heck kind of question is that? Airspaces, what? Love triangle? I'm not even in a love triangle. Like, hello? Oh. I'm not even in a love triangle. Dude, a love triangle. That would mean that the two people would be fighting over me, and that's not clearly what's happening. So, no. Anyways, we're not talking about that. I haven't seen Heated Rivalry. You look like the type of person. What did I even do? I can't even talk about. What? I am not in a lesbian love triangle. Despite the fact people don't think I'm really gay online, which is funny. I really am. Like, I am. To be honest with you, okay, I love both genders, right? I'm one of those bi people that loves women more than I love men. So for me, I would 100% get into a relationship with a woman. That's my next, like, no. I've never been in a relationship with a man, but I want to pursue a woman. I know. Like, I'm not making this up. I'm not, like, just, you know, because people really don't believe me. And I wouldn't lie about being gay. Like, I just figured this out. Like, you know, I have, like, I see these couples and I'm like, oh my God, like, I want that so bad. Like, women, I don't know, women just know women. Men, like, I get it, like, men, obviously men don't know women because they're not a woman to understand women, but I don't know, and it's not because I haven't had a great experience with a man. You just don't wake up one day and say, oh, you know what, I've had horrible experiences with men, so now I'm gonna try women. You've always been gay, like, hello. I mean, it just doesn't happen like that. You know what I mean? It just doesn't, like, one day you wake up and you just decide, oh, I haven't had, like, someone tried to say online, they were like, oh, you're just gay because no man wants to date you. That's not even, you don't even choose being gay. You're born that way. So obviously I was born that way, and I just found out later in life. Like, hello, I had to tell myself, if I'm finding women attractive, yes, I did find this one. She was a trans woman attractive. Anyways, but yeah, like, it's things like that. And wanting to be in a relationship with a woman, you kind of gotta tell yourself, hey, you're gay. You know, like, what did he say? He's like, ha, gay. Ken Jeong, that one, like, but yeah. Why'd you lie about yourself? I didn't lie. Did you not just hear what I said, or is your brain not working? I just found out. I just barely turned 32, right? When I was 31 is when I found out I liked, like, both genders. Hello, when I said I was straight, I didn't know that I liked women. I'm just finding this out about myself. Hello, I have to tell myself, like, use your brain. If I'm having strong feelings towards someone, if I'm like, and these are really, really strong feelings towards somebody, and I can see myself being with them, then I kind of have to tell myself, hey, and no, you don't choose being gay. In the past, when I said I was straight, literally, I was straight because I didn't know at the time. You know what I mean? I'm just figuring that out about myself. And I figured that out, like, last year, coming into this year. So, yeah. So, yeah. Cougar Chew. You and these names, Cougar Chew. Look, guys, I'm a consenting adult, okay? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It's funny because people have their opinions. Look, I'm 32. If the person is over the consenting age, I don't see what the issue is. If you look, what is it? Sarah Paulson. I think she's the one who is the one from 2.5 Men that plays their mom. Sarah Paulson is dating her, and their age gap is like 20 years. Like, there's a lot of, like, lesbian couples in Hollywood that their age gap is like 20 years. There's nothing wrong because they're both consenting adults. If someone was underage, I could see where that was an issue. No, that's not what I'm saying. You are misunderstanding what I'm saying. I would not be 32 dating a 16-year-old. 20-year age gap, I mean older than me, not younger than me. Use your common sense. Hello? Like, if we're both consenting adults and it's someone older than me, then yes, maybe. I don't think I would be with a man that's 20 years older than me. Like, I couldn't see myself a woman. Yes. Like, okay, so what, you're gonna hate me for liking older women? Okay. I mean, it is what it is. Stop. No, I'm not talking about underage. Use your common sense. When I say consenting adult, I mean that is older than me. I'm not talking about, and consenting in some states is 17, but that's not consenting. Let's be for real. That is them trying to use the system to get around dating people that is underage. I don't think even those states consider 17 consenting. That is not consenting. That is just our politicians and government wanting to be hella weird. No one said anything about teenagers. Why does your mind go to that? I did not say consenting adults underage. You know what I said, and I said it before. Now all of a sudden that I like people that's older than me, you're mad because it doesn't fit your narrative that you're trying to say I'm a predator. Why do you want someone to like children so bad? It's so weird. It does not make sense. Why do you want someone to like children? Is that not weird? Oh, now because you know what I like, that bothers you so much because it's just like crazy. Like, it's weird. No one was talking about 17. Nobody's talking about 18. I'm not talking about people that just turned legal. Like, you know, when they say barely legal. Nobody. The age gap, right? Stockton. What's her name? I don't know. She dated Josh Richardson. He's the guy in the Green Mile, and I bring this up every time. He's the one that married and dated a 16-year-old girl. He went straight to the parents, asked the parents if he could marry her. They said yes, they got married, whatever the case may be, right? It was a huge thing. It was everywhere. I actually follow her because she talks about that time in her life, and she was a victim. And she is right. She said, I'm a victim. She was a victim. He was 50 years old. She was 16. You don't have anything in common. And I've said this time and time again, and I don't know why people don't listen. I would never date someone 20 years younger than me or younger than me because we have nothing in common. What do you have in common with someone that just got out of high school? That is weird to me, why people go after underage people. But no one bats an eye when it's someone that they like. Like, everyone loves to sit here and talk about Paul Walker, but they forget Paul Walker dated a 16-year-old, 17-year-old when he was 36. What do you have in common with someone like that? Like, I get it, and I know people are going to say, well, what do you have in common with someone that's older than you? You know, I feel like I'm an old soul sometimes, right? I like old music. I connect, you know, like, there's a lot of things I like that they like as well also, you know. And I'm not talking about a specific person. I'm just saying, like, the things that, you know, and I can have an intellectual conversation with someone. And this is the thing about Geminis. They love intellectual conversations. Like, if we vibe in and we having a really good intellectual conversation and my brain is stimulated, that's what I like. You know, like, I don't know. I don't have very much in common with people that are in my age range or a little older than me, because most of the people in my range, either they're still partying, they still want to go out and drink, or they want to sleep. I don't want to go to bed with someone. I'm not trying to sleep with you. Like, I feel like I need to sleep with somebody to have love, but then I'm learning, like, no. And, you know, it's also learning that people love me the way that I am, and I don't have to change myself. I don't have to look a certain way. That someone truly loves me for who I am. And, you know, I'm not saying that I have someone, but I have learned that, you know, through friendships, not relationships like dating, but you know what I mean. I have learned that, and it's kind of helped me change my perspective, because I don't have to be this person. And to be honest with you, yes, for a while I was wearing makeup because I thought, oh, this is, you know, it made me look a little better, and I thought that's what I needed to look attractive, which you really don't, in a sense. But, you know, you don't even know. So, we're not even talking about that. I'm very good at socializing sometimes. I don't even know what my screen time is. What? Why would you ask a question like that? Wait, what? That makes no sense. You said, why did you post a video about not collecting people to dislike you? What? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what you're trying to say. No, I don't like him. I don't really shop at Target. That does not make sense. You're still typing it and I don't understand. Wait, what? Anyways, I don't know what you're talking about, black woman, for. I don't even know what you're saying. I can't go look at my stories because I'm live. Well, Miguel, there's nothing to talk about, Miguel. I'm not talking bad about him. He's a nice person, you know. But here's the thing, like, people shouldn't be like, oh, you should date him because he's nice. Yeah, but that's not, you know. I don't even know. They ain't even typing it right. Oh my god. I post a lot of stories on Instagram and I post a lot of stories on TikTok, so I don't know what you're talking about because what you're saying makes no sense. Why are you posting about not collecting people that dislike you? That makes no sense. See, because you said, why did you post a video about you not collecting people to dislike you? What is collecting? Collecting means to collect stuff. That makes no sense. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean not collecting people to dislike me? Collecting means to, like, when you collect Pokemon cards, you're making no sense. And you're trying to get me to understand the nonsense. Oh, it's not collecting. Do you not know what you're talking about? You literally make no sense. See, and you're trying to get me to understand, and now I know what you're talking about. So they're talking about Niecy Nash. Niecy Nash is the one that was in Reno 911. You know, she played one of the cops in Reno 911. And she had made this post about getting people to come together, not collecting, but getting people to come together to dislike someone. So basically, she said, because someone doesn't like you, this is what she said. She said, because you don't like someone, then you go to other people and try to get large groups of people to come together and not like that person because you don't like that person. And it was a whole thing about getting a bunch of people together to hate on one person because you don't like that person. That is 100% true. Nobody thinks for themselves. And if you think that's the case, then you're lying, because I see it in my comment sections all the time. They're like, why do we hate her? Who is we? You're letting people tell you why they hate me so you can hate me. You don't think for yourself. You can have your own thoughts and opinions. Look into things. Or like, oh, what does she do? Go look it up. Why are you asking people to tell you what I did? You're just going to let someone tell you so you can agree with them and then literally say, yeah, I don't like her either. You don't like that straight up is crazy. Like, you're just saying a bunch of I don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy because people will be in the comment section being like, why do y'all hate her? type in my username and look me up. Why do you let people think for you? I don't do the same things when people criticize me. It's not criticizing to call someone a fat, bitch. Being fat phobic is not criticizing. You're not criticizing someone by shaming them for not having a job and telling them to get a job when I have a job. It's not criticizing me to tell me that I can't have social media as a job, but other people can. Please stop. Like, let's not lie. That's not criticism when you're hurting someone to the point of telling them to harm themselves. Someone literally said, we don't want you to die, but then people are telling me to unalive myself. So what are you doing? If you don't want me to die, then why don't you tell the people to stop telling me that? You see what we're talking about? You call me ugly. You call me old. You say I look old, which I don't look old. You literally talk down on me, which is you think it's supposed to hurt my insecurities. And then you want to talk about criticism. Constructive criticism is giving constructive criticism to help somebody, not to push them back down where they shut down and they don't like themselves. That is not giving criticism. Bullying someone, making fun of their looks, talking trash about them, absolutely. Telling someone to get a job is not criticism. Criticism is like, hey, maybe instead of, making this content, do this better. Maybe make content like this, Like, criticism is helping push someone. Like, I wouldn't call you a fat bitch. Like, if, let's say you were trying to lose weight, right? And you said, well, I look fat, I feel fat. And I would be like, no, you don't. Maybe just try clothes that fits you a little nicer versus, oh, you're fat. Yeah, you're right. You do look fat. That's not criticism. That is straight up bullying. And you don't even know what criticism really is. You're not giving constructive criticism. You're just being a straight up bully and a bigot. And you're masking it behind criticism. What you're giving is not criticism. It's just crazy to me because literally being mean and rude and being bullies is crazy. Like, oh, nobody loves you, or oh, they really don't like you. And it's hard for you to see that someone loves me. And it's crazy when I talk about these things. Like, look, I don't really have a sister to talk about these things. And, I don't have a relationship. I wasn't really interested in anyone. But if I was, I wouldn't be able to talk to my brother about that. But I wasn't really focusing on dating, That wasn't really a thought in my brain. Whereas now, it's not so much a thought. It's just that I like somebody, But my thing is like literally talking down on me, being like, oh, they don't love you. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You don't know someone's intentions. Oh, they're just trolling. Like, I'm supposed to walk this earth alone? Like, I know the feelings. I know what I'm feeling, right? Why are you so hurt by that? Why are you upset if someone likes me? Like, I don't really get it. Like, how does that affect you? That is becoming too parasocial. Like, you're very much in parasocial relationships, and you need to get out of that. That is a dangerous mindset. Like, why are you that much invested in someone's life? If I was in a relationship, which I'm not, and I'm saying I'm not, I wouldn't say anything to you. Like, how I'm feeling, I don't say that to anyone because they literally love to harass people. They love to make fun of people. They love to this and that. To be honest with you, looks matter a little bit. When people say looks don't matter, they do matter. But it's not all about the looks, Like, someone could make you laugh, or their personality, or just they are as a person. When you hang out with that person and you have that strong feeling of like, oh, I could spend the rest of my life with this person, that means a lot. And it doesn't have to necessarily 100% be about looks. Everyone bases everything off of looks. Yeah, looks can only get you so far. You could date someone that's super attractive and then they be horrible as heck to you. Like, why would you... Like, why are you questioning even my interest in things? Like, it's just so weird. I don't ever get treated horribly by... I get treated horribly by men sometimes because they are very... All they ever care about... They care about looks and then they don't because they sleep with anything that walks. All they think is with their other head down there. You know what head. All they want to do is sleep and treat women like pieces of meat. And not once have I ever been treated horribly by an older woman. Or have I ever, women know women. That's just that. Like, and it's not even like that. It's just like, that feeling of when you're truly loved by someone, that is a heavy feeling because, you'd do anything for that person, and, having something like that, that's a very strong feeling, especially if you've never really had anything like that. Like, yeah, I've talked to people here and there, people have made interest, but, it's just never went any further than that. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what? She didn't love me because I didn't love her. Hello? You know what is funny is you saying that Tophiachu never loved me. I'm not calling her Tophiachu, but I never loved her, so I don't know why you're talking about her. We were friends. I do not like her like that. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that. You guys gotta stop pushing relationships onto people. I'm not even talking about anything. I'm not even talking about anything. I didn't say I was trying to harm myself, guys. I said people told me to harm myself. And no, I didn't call the police on her. I don't know why people are saying that I called the police. I didn't call the police on her. She's like my dad. She stopped taking her medication. She had a run-in with the police and she got arrested. I have nothing to do with that. People really don't understand. I was really good friends with her. She stopped taking her medication and started having mental health issues. That really affected me on top of this other issue I was going on. You guys really don't understand. I care a lot about the people in my life that have been there, and especially when something like that happens, it affects me because of my dad, and his bipolar. That affected me. My friend was struggling and I didn't see the signs and I didn't know what to do. Yes, she did get arrested, but I have nothing to do with that. And I know people are bringing up her police record, and I'm going to talk about it. The police record has everything to do with self-defense. That's all I'm going to say. That is it. I don't know why people brought her record online. That's the reason why I got in trouble where I was at, is because people mentioned her police record. I got blamed. And that really affected me. My friend was struggling, and she was having mental health issues, and I couldn't help her. There was something else going on that I couldn't talk about with somebody else. And I was having to deal with that. Like, you guys literally think that it's okay. Like, that has why is it when something happens to someone, you always blame me? I was doing what I was supposed to do. I didn't bring her to the internet. She brought herself. She literally told me, I told her, I said, do not respond to these people. She was responding to people. Basically, she laughed at the joke, even though they said it wasn't funny. I didn't find it funny. She was the one that was responding to people, literally kind of trying to defend me. And then, because she let people know of her account, they started twisting what she was saying in messages and sharing those messages online. They were sharing what she was posting, and she said, yeah, they're twisting my words. And I said, that's why I told you not to respond to these people. When she responded to someone and said, we're sisters in Christ, and then she laughed about it, these people are not going to care. They're going to think that we have some sort of relationship. And for someone who, that could mess somebody up, especially if they're not gay, to be sitting here to be saying, oh, no, please don't do that. You don't know, like, if someone's straight and the other person is gay, that's not okay to be doing that. Like, it made me feel uncomfortable, because it's like every time I see her, someone automatically assumes we're dating. Like, and it's crazy because I was uncomfortable with the whole situation, and I had nothing to do with what happened. That's why I couldn't talk about it, because like I said, someone's mental health. That's why I couldn't really say anything, and I was trying to not say that, because it's not my place to talk about someone's mental health. But my friend was really hurting. My friend was losing it, and there was nothing I could do but just watch. And no one knows how hard that is, and especially because we aren't really talking. We're not talking. I'm not interested in her like that. I'm just here to make friends with someone. I just I make friends with people and want to help them and make their day better, but let's not, like, I'm not the one that brought her to the internet. I didn't even know she had a TikTok to begin with. She started telling me that she showed me the messages of her responding to people, and literally I did not like the fact that she had told people that I refused to go see my mom because she offered. That was not the case. To be honest, she couldn't go outside of Albuquerque because of her case. She had asked me if I wanted to go see my mom, and I had told her, well, yeah. And then she said, well, I can't. And then she told me why she couldn't. She realized that she couldn't take me. So then I was like, okay, but I did say, yeah, I want to go see my mom. So then that's when she literally basically was like, then she realized she couldn't, and then she told me she couldn't take me. That was the whole situation. I don't know what she has said online, but people tried to twist it and say, because they took that message of her saying that she was going to take me, that, oh, she didn't want to go see her mom because she had a ride. Yeah, that's not the case. I don't know why I need to explain any of this to anyone. That should be common sense. But yeah, that's literally what happened. I got offered a ride. She said she was going to take me, and then she said she couldn't because of her case. And she can't go outside of Albuquerque because it's like right outside of Albuquerque. And she realized, and then she didn't retract it back, but she's like, I can't take you. And I'm like, oh, that's okay. That's fine. I wasn't expecting her to take me to go see my mom. So there's that. I don't know why people are going off of that message and being like, she offered you and you refused. Like, no, and she wasn't going to tell anyone anything because she has a legal case. Why is she going to tell you anything about her legal case? That's none of y'all's business. She's not going to tell you everything. Like, you guys are way too invested in this situation. It's weird. Nobody said anyone was in love with me. I did not like her like that, so I don't know why you continue to keep saying that. Of course she didn't love me, because we were just friends. Make that make sense. I didn't make it your business. I didn't bring her police record to the internet. Y'all did that. I didn't call her stud chew. Y'all did that. I didn't do anything. I didn't bring her to the internet. Like I said, she's the one who started responding to people. I didn't tell her to do anything. I told her, do not respond to these people. They didn't know who she was until she started responding to people. And of course, what do people do? They go and look up people's police records because that's what they do. They say, oh, she must have a record. Why? Because she's black? Let's be for real, and don't say it isn't about race. If I had a white friend that I was hanging out with, you wouldn't be running to see if they had a police record. Let's be 100% for real. I need to go eat dinner. You can't leave anywhere unless it pertains to where you're at, because if you're on an ankle monitor, use your common sense. I was not going to tell people she was on house arrest, but she was. If you are on house arrest, you literally cannot go anywhere. You have to notify your PO if you're going somewhere. I didn't want to bring this to social media. I was not going to say that, but since people want me to flat out say it, because use your brain, okay? I'm not the one who brought this to the internet. I'm not the one who told her to respond. She offered to take me, and then she realized. So then she said she couldn't take me, and I understood why. Jesus Christ. You don't have freedom when you're on that. You have a curfew. I know, because my dad was on house arrest one time. He got on house arrest. I think it was twice, or I think he was already on house arrest, but yeah. But anyways, have a good day or night where you guys are. We'll see you guys later. I gotta get off and get something to eat and charge my phone. But have a good day or night where you guys are, and I will see you guys later. Bye guys. Good night. Stay safe, please, and take care of yourselves. Bye guys. Good night.